Okay, so let's continue. I'll be doing today, now I'll be doing Python, like writing of code maybe. But before that, I'll just tell you a few things which I missed from last time. That is in literals, okay? I'll come back to this. A few important points I'll just say and then I'll continue. So in literals, I think by now you would have seen the textbook and all. You would have known what the literals are, different. I'll just say important points. One important point is in numbers you can give exponentiated numbers. Like basically if you want to represent 10 to the power 6, or you want to represent like 1.6 into 10 to the power 6 number in Python, what you can do is you can give x or any variable, you can give 1.6 e6. What this means is e is basically 10 to the power something. Okay, so this is 1.6 into 10 to the power 6. Or if you give x is equals to 6.626 into 10, you want to represent 6.626 into 10 to the power 34 or something, you can give minus 34 like this. You can do that, there is no problem in that. This will be 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34. I think it should work. If you want, let's just try. X is equals to 6.626 e minus 34. See, no error. If I try to print x, it's going to be that e minus 34. E can be small or big, no problem. You know it. You can just see it here also. I gave capital, it made small. It will understand that you are writing e, which is stand for exponent. Okay, e is basically exponent. Okay, this is one thing you need to know in the literals. It will be useful. Then okay, there is a special type of literal known as complex literals. This is also important. Over here two functions will come. Okay, let's say you have a number, like complex numbers, right? We did in school, like 1 plus 3j. Okay, this is a complex number. So you have j, and this is how you represent a complex number in in mathematics. It's 3i, right? I stands for what? Root minus 1. But in Python that I will become j. Okay, so you can give a number like this: x is equals to 1 plus 3j. So this is your real part, this is your imaginary part. To access them, you can give x dot real, which will give you 1, x dot imag, okay, imag, which will give you plus 3. Note point is it is decimal format, okay, by the way. So it is 3.0. If I want to show you, x is equals to actually I think this is a bit too small for you. Yeah, x is equals to 1 plus 3j x dot real. See, 1.0 x dot imag 3.0. okay, you can give any type of number in Python: complex, real, non-real, everything you can give it in complex numbers. Then there's a special literal known as none. This is not a keyword. This is an important point. Note that, not a keyword, but it's a literal. Okay, it's a literal. None is a literal that showcases basically nothing. If you give x is equals to none, what it says is you're just defining a variable x. It hasn't stored anything with it. You can change it, you can later change it, like x is equals to 60 or something, or like you can give later only, you can give x is equals to 30 or something, anything you can give. But right now for this one, it is just saying x is nothing. That is one thing. Okay, so these are the important points in literals. And Now I'll start with data types. Okay, this is also important actually, to be honest. If you know data types correctly, you can write Python code correctly. This is a very underrated fact that not many people know. You know data types correctly, you'll be able to write code correctly. Okay, so now listen to everything I say very carefully. Kind of important. Okay, basically why I am saying data type is important is, if you know how you're going to store stuff, you will be able to know how to manipulate it later. And programming is all about manipulation of that data you store. Okay, nothing else. Programming is just manipulation of that data. Okay, now data type definition, if I want, I'll write. Might make this long, so continuing. See, data type identifies the type of data values a variable can hold. Okay, what type you can hold, and the operations. Basically, data type itself defines what operations you can do on that variable. So basically, based on the data type itself, you have to work in everything in Python. Anywhere, not in Python only, any programming language, all you're supposed to do is know how to work with the data type correctly. Okay, so now just next thing which I'm going to give you is how I remember data types. You also can remember that way. It will be helpful, and you can create definitions out of this flowchart very easily. Okay, so the data types in Python are basically categorized into many things. First one will be numerical. Okay, then you have a sequence, then you have non-type, that's actually a data type, to be honest. Then you have a mapping data type. Okay, in our syllabus only this much is there. There's another one which is sets, which we do not have in syllabus, but if at all they ask you what are the different data types, you can write sets also. Now, numerical data type, we have integer, we have float, and we have complex. Also, what comes under numerical is boolean, represented as bool. Okay, in sequence you get these all complex ones such as string, list, tuple, and maybe that's it. Then you have non-data type, and in mapping you have dictionary. Okay, now why I gave you this flowchart is, if at all they ask you what is numerical data type, you can write a definition like numerical data types are data types that works with numbers. Yeah, you can write that. Okay, then if at all they ask you what is a tuple, okay, they might not ask you what's an integer, for what if they ask you what's a tuple, remember where it comes under. It comes under sequence notation. So what's a tuple? If they ask define tuple, tuple is a data type. Is a what data type you write off? Is a sequence data type. The sequence data type, and then you just give one of its characteristics. The main characteristic of tuple is which is immutable. Okay, this one you learn it later, obviously I'll teach you. It's a sequence data type, you get it from here, and which is immutable you can get. Okay, then now let's say for string, if you have to write for this thing, also it is a sequence data type which can store a sequence of characters. That's it. You can make your own definition, sequence of characters. I make my own definitions, I get marks. Okay, then if you have a list, again same, it is a sequence data type which stores elements and is mutable. You can make your own definitions like this. There is actually no problem. Okay, then you have none type. I'll tell you what that is and why that is a separate data type, I'm telling. Then you have a mapping data type. So what you write for dictionary as the definition is, it is a mapping data type which stores data as key value pairs. Okay, key. Now I will make this new line. It shows data as key value pairs. Okay, that's the important word. If you want, you can make note of these definitions. You will get marks if you write this. Okay, now coming on to the different data types: integer, float, complex. I'll just write off numeric. Int, you have like 2, 7, -10, -12, and float. Also make sure you see how I write. Okay, everything I write, if at all it's a little technical also, it will be in the syntax format of how it is in Python. Like even if you have seen boolean, if I'm writing true, it will always be capital T. False also capital F. Int, always I make it I. Even if it's the starting of the sentence, I make it small I, because that's how it's represented in Python. I will not change that. Okay, just make sure you look at the way I write stuff also. Okay, then you have float, 2.3, 7.5, -10.3, -12.66. Anything. I'm just making these numbers up. Well, complex, complex. 1 plus 3j was a complex number. Or also you can just give 8j also. I mean, like just j also you can give, I guess. Maybe. See, if I give x is equals to j. Okay. Maybe 8j. Yeah. At least you give 1j if you're giving j. Okay. Fine. Now in this there is one more called as boolean data type, right? It is same. If I've written capital, meaning that's not how it's represented. Okay, boolean is represented with the bool in Python. This is how in Python you represent boolean data types. Okay, boolean is made up of two: true and false. True represents something is present. Okay, false represents absence, or okay, this is a very major or default value. I'll explain this. Okay, basically if at all you take an integer, okay, an integer's default value is 0. If I convert this value into boolean, how I do that I'll tell you later. If I convert it to boolean, it will be false. For strings, default is empty string. Okay, if I convert it to boolean, it will be false. Okay, usually on default value, converting it on boolean will give you false. If it's a string, even with just a space, it will become true. Okay, meaning basically something is present, it will become true. Absence or the default value will usually turn out to give you false as your boolean output. Okay, fine. I hope you understood. Now in all of this, one very nice thing I'll tell you. I should have told it to you before, but to get to know the data type, to get to know the data type of anything, data type of a variable, a class, a function, method, data type, you just use the function type. Okay, I'll show you an example. X is equals to 10, print type of x. This should give you int, but there's a way how it is shown. If in exam if you write int, it's fine, but the official way is you write class int and then you close it. This is how the output comes, and I'll show you if you want. X is 10. Okay, now print the type of x. See, class int. Basically all data types in Python are integer class. Understood? That is why it comes class. All data types in Python are classes. That is why it comes class int. Even if I give x is equals to 10.0, then if I give print, it will come float. It's a class float. Okay, that's how you write it. Also now if you see, if I give x is equals to false, then print the type, you think and tell me what might be the answer. Pause the video, try to think and tell me the answer. If your answer was class bool. Congratulations, you're right. This is how it will come. So x is equals to false. Type of that class bool. Okay, I hope you understood this part nicely. If you didn't, please rewatch it. Please. Okay, then you have sequence data types. How did I represent this? Okay, one more way. Then you have sequence data types. You have strings, lists, tuples. We'll do this all later, but the definition what I told you can keep that. Or if you want, I'll just write the all definitions and I'll just resume later. Sure? Okay, so string is a group of characters. These characters may be alphabets, digits, or special characters including spaces. String values are enclosed in single or double quotes. Okay, hi Srishti. Lists. It is a sequence of items separated by commas, and items are enclosed in square brackets. Like this only commonly you can write. Okay, see, it's a sequence of items you can write. It's a sequence data type, and so on. So many definitions you can create. Same as for tuple, it's a sequence of items separated by commas and items are enclosed in parentheses. One note you can write for tuple is once created, we cannot change the elements. Basically, this shows it is immutable. That's it. Okay, now definitions are written. If you want, learn it, but listen to me, please. Don't waste your time sitting and learning these because they might or might not even ask them. Okay, they'll ask you more different questions, which I'll give it to you later. Okay. Now there's a data type called none, right? You have a data type called none. It shows absence of value. It is a literal which shows absence of values. Also, let me just write next to them. String, by the way, I'll write it in blue or something. It's string. This is list and this is tuple. This comes in the place of enclosure. Okay, if you give a type of x, you get class and you get the blue color ink whatever I wrote like this. Okay, basically if x is a string, it will come class string or class list or class tuple. If you want, I'll just show it you here. X is equals to string. If I put type x class, sorry. Okay, only for string I went wrong. Don't worry, this is correct only. Okay, list. By the way, those are empty. That's an empty list and it's an empty tuple. Okay, tuple. Yes, list tuple. Okay, I hope you got that. Like, this is going to be the blue ink which I put there. Okay, fine. So also now for type, okay, if x is equals to none, if I print the type of x, the output is little changed. Okay, you get a class still because it's a data type. You get none type. This is the original way how it comes for none. Okay, if I put x equals to none and if I put type, none type. Okay, hopefully you understand. This is only exception, none type. Okay, only exception. Fine. Now coming to dictionaries. This is a mapping data type you can write. Okay, 3, 4. It's a mapping data type. So mapping data types. That only dictionary is there. We have only dictionary. Okay. It is a data type in Python that holds data items in key value pairs. Okay, I'll just write the definition for you. This much you write, it's enough. You don't need to write that the keys and values are separated by colon, then commas are not required. Just give an example like D1. You can just give name, age, I hope your age is 16. Okay, this is a dictionary. I hope I meant was, I think I got it right. That's it. Okay, I hope data types are clear. Please do not skip this. This is very important. You need to know what data type you are dealing with so that you can continue. And Python is thoda strict about how you deal with different data types, because like even if you do like a string plus a number, you get an error. You're supposed to convert the number to a string. All this and all, you should keep on reminding yourself that what's the data type of this, what's the data type of that. Whenever you're solving any question, you need to know whether you're getting your data types right. Okay, I hope you will focus on that. And that's it for data types, I guess. Yeah, next I'll start with input and print functions. So just learn this, and that's it. Thank you for listening. Bye, take care.